Whispers of the Wild, Elle's Awakening, written by Jenne Saunders. Elle was looking forward to her 18th birthday. It was a milestone, a passage into adulthood. She had lived a normal life, with loving parents, a comfortable home, and good friends. Life in their small town was peaceful, predictable. Yet Elle craved a little excitement. Little did she know it was coming her way. Elle had always felt a little different, but couldn't quite put her finger on it. It was a feeling deep inside, a sense of something more, something wild. She excelled at sports, being faster and stronger than her peers, her senses sharper. She often felt a strange pull towards the nearby woods. Her 18th birthday was just around the corner. Excitement filled her. It was a big day, a day for new beginnings, a day she felt, deep down, would change everything. Little did she know her life was on the verge of a drastic shift, a shift into a world she never knew existed, a world she was destined to be a part of. The day of her birthday dawned bright and clear. Elle woke with a strange feeling in her stomach, a mix of anticipation and dread. She couldn't shake off the feeling that something big was about to happen. Her parents seemed nervous. They were hiding something. Elle could sense their unease. Her birthday party was in the evening. To distract herself, Elle went for a run in the woods. The woods always calmed her, soothed her soul. Today, however, the woods felt different. The air was thick with anticipation. The trees seemed to whisper secrets in the wind. As the sun began to set, Elle returned home. The party was about to begin. Guests started to arrive, friends and family from all over town. Elle tried to focus on the celebration, but the strange feeling in her stomach persisted, growing stronger, more urgent. Something was coming. She could feel it in her bones. The party was in full swing. Music filled the air. Laughter echoed around the house. But Elle couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. She excused herself from the party, needing some air, some space to breathe. She stepped out into the night. The moon was full, casting an eerie glow on the world. Elle wandered towards the woods, drawn by an invisible force. The whispers in the trees were louder now, more insistent. It was like they were calling to her, beckoning her closer. Then she saw him, a figure standing in the shadows of the trees, tall and imposing. He turned, his eyes met hers, piercing blue eyes that seemed to see right through her. He was handsome, strikingly so, but there was something else about him, something wild and dangerous. He intrigued her, scared her, thrilled her all at the same time. His name was Max. He was new in town, a loner. Elle had seen him around, but they had never spoken, until now. "You feel it too, don't you?" he asked. His voice was deep and resonant, like the rumble of the earth. Elle didn't know how to respond. She didn't understand what he meant, but she did feel something, a connection to him, to this strange, wild place. "What's happening to me?" she whispered, fear lacing her voice. Max stepped closer, his gaze never left hers. "You're awakening, Elle," he said, "embracing your true nature." His words sent a shiver down her spine. True nature. What did he mean? What was he not telling her? "What am I?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Max hesitated, as if choosing his words carefully. "You are like me, Elle," he finally said. "A creature of the night. A werewolf." The word hung in the air between them, heavy, unbelievable. Ella's mind reeled. Werewolf? It was impossible. Wasn't it? Ella's world shifted on its axis. Everything she thought she knew was a lie. She was a werewolf? It was absurd, insane. Yet deep down, a part of her knew it was true. She had always felt different, stronger, wilder. Now she knew why. How? She managed to choke out. "How is this possible?" Max explained everything, about the ancient bloodline, the curse, the gift. He told her about his own transformation, his struggles, his acceptance. He spoke of the pack, the family they could find in each other. Elle listened, her mind racing, trying to process everything. As the night wore on, Elle felt a strange sense of comfort with Max. He understood what she was going through. He didn't judge her. He accepted her for what she was becoming. An unexpected bond began to form between them. A bond forged in shared secrets and the dawning realization of their true nature. The first rays of dawn pierced through the trees, signaling the end of their night in the woods. Elle knew she had to go back, face her parents, demand answers. As she turned to leave, Max caught her hand. "Wait," he said. His hand held hers. "Your transformation will be tonight, the full moon?" He trailed off, his expression a mixture of concern and something else, something akin to longing. Elle felt it too, a pull towards him, strong and undeniable. "I'll be there," he said finally, releasing her hand. "I won't let you face this alone." Elle returned home, her mind a whirlwind of emotions. Her parents were frantic. They had been worried sick. She sat them down, ready to confront them. But before she could utter a word, they confessed everything. About their own werewolf heritage, about the secret they had kept hidden for so long. The revelation hit Elle like a ton of bricks. Her parents, werewolves. All this time they had kept this secret, protected her from the truth. Anger warred with confusion, betrayal with understanding. They explained their reasons, their fear, their desire to give her a normal life. But Elle knew there was more to the story, something they weren't telling her. Nightfall arrived, casting long shadows across the town. The full moon rose in the sky, large and imposing. It seemed to pulse with an energy Elle could feel in her very core. The transformation was coming. She could feel it building within her, a primal force she couldn't control. Fear threatened to consume her, but then she remembered Max's words. "I won't let you face this alone." He would be there. He understood. He would help her through this. With a newfound determination, Elle stepped out into the night, ready to face her destiny, to embrace the wildness within her. The woods beckoned her, the whispers in the trees louder than ever, guiding her towards her fate. Max was waiting for her, standing in the clearing, bathed in moonlight. His eyes met hers, filled with concern and a strange, fierce protectiveness. The transformation started slowly, a burning sensation in her veins, a tingling in her teeth. Her bones ached as if they were rearranging themselves. Pain ripped through her, sharp and unrelenting. She cried out, collapsing to her knees. Max was there in an instant, his hand on her shoulder, a steadying presence in the storm. He spoke to her in soothing tones, words she couldn't understand but somehow calmed the chaos within her. The pain intensified, threatening to drown her. She felt herself changing, shifting, her body morphing into something else, something wild and free. And then, as suddenly as it began, the pain subsided, replaced by a strange sense of power, of belonging. She looked down at her hands covered in thick silver fur. She was no longer human, she was a werewolf. Elle rose to her feet, her body pulsing with newfound strength. Gone was the scared girl. In her place stood a confident, powerful creature, a she-wolf. She looked at Max, her senses heightened. She could smell the forest on him, the musk of wolf. But there was something else, something different, something more. He was a werewolf, yes, but he was also something more, something stronger, an alpha. Max, sensing her realization, nodded. "You are an alpha too, Elle," he said, his voice filled with respect. "Your bloodline, it's strong, ancient." Elle tested her new body, feeling the power coursing through her veins. It was exhilarating, terrifying, but she wouldn't let it control her. She would learn to control it. The whispers in the woods seemed to intensify, acknowledging their new alpha. Elle raised her head and let out a howl, a sound filled with power and defiance, a declaration of her true self. She was a werewolf, an alpha, and she was ready to embrace her destiny. The revelation of Elle's alpha status changed everything. It explained the strange pull she felt towards Max, the connection that ran deeper than mere friendship. Alphas were drawn to each other. It was their nature, their destiny to lead together. Elle looked at Max. His blue eyes shone with an intensity that sent shivers down her spine. He was her equal, her partner, her mate. The bond between them, already strong, deepened, strengthened by their shared heritage, their destiny. Together they would lead their pack, protect the ones they loved, uphold the ancient laws of their kind. Elle knew there would be challenges ahead, dangers to face, but she was ready. She had found her place in the world. her purpose, and she had found Max, the one who was destined to stand by her side through it all. Life as Ella knew it had changed forever, but she wouldn't have it any other way. She had embraced her true nature, her werewolf heritage, her alpha status, and in doing so she had found a strength she never knew she possessed, the power of acceptance. The journey hadn't been easy. There had been fear, confusion, pain, but through it all, Elle had emerged stronger, more confident, more herself than ever before. She had learned that true strength lay not in denying who you are, but in embracing it, in all its messy, complicated glory. As Ella walked into the unknown hand in hand with Max, she knew one thing for sure. This was only the beginning of their adventure, the beginning of their love story, the beginning of their reign as Alpha and Luna, the beginning of their legacy. Lots of love, Jenne Saunders.